I applied to over 500 software engineering jobs using 5 almost identical resumes, just a couple small tweaks, just to see how many interviews they would get. This was just for fun as an experiment. And honestly, the results were a little scary. The plan was pretty simple. I started with this one resume, applied to 100 jobs, saw how many interviews it got, and then I duplicated the resume 5 times, made a couple small tweaks just to see what difference it would really make. Stuff like the formatting, the different sections, the different keywords. Trust me, the results are going to surprise you. And just a little bit of credentials, just a little bit about my background. I have gotten offers from Amazon and Google for software engineering. Here's the Amazon offer letter. Here's the Google team matching offer. Let's get started with resume number 1. And actually, before we get started with that, this is only relevant for US and Canada. If you're in another country, the rules for resumes and the job market are totally different. So I would not recommend watching this video. Only watch this video if you're in the US or Canada. All right, resume number 1, this one was insane. It got 5 interviews out of the 100 jobs that I applied to. And in 2026, that is actually pretty good. There are people who apply to 200, 300, 400 software engineering jobs only to get 1 interview or worse, no interviews at all. And so to get 5 interviews out of 100 applications is actually really good in 2026. And this is a pretty standard resume, right? Especially for people going for those early career software engineering roles. Education section is at the top. We've got 3 work experiences where the title is software engineer. And so that's pretty straightforward. Like the titles are pretty consistent. And we've got, a bunch of keywords at the bottom of the resume here. We all do that. Just put as many keywords on your resume as possible to get past ATS. And this one got 5 interviews out of 100 applications. That still blows my mind because that is pretty good for 2026. Now, resume number 2, the only difference I made was that I changed the titles. Full stack developer, backend cloud engineer, and research intern instead of software engineer. So you can see on the resume number 1, it was just all software engineer. And literally everything else is the same. All the keywords are the same, copy pasted. The bullet points are all exactly the same. Like the bullet points are literally all exactly the same. The education section is the same. The only difference is that the titles were different. Full stack, backend, and research. Guess what? This one only got 2 interviews out of applying to 100 jobs. The first one, 5 interviews. This one, only 2 interviews. That blew my mind that everything else could be the same except for the titles. And that absolutely killed how many interviews it got. Now, 2 out of 100 is still good, but compared to this one, the fact that this one got, 3 more interviews is absolutely insane. 2 interviews, 5 interviews. Now, why does this matter? Well, it's for a couple of reasons. One has to do with ATS. If you're applying to a job that says software engineer, then the ATS is going to scan your resume for previous work experiences that have the title of software engineer to see if you're qualified. But if you have full stack developer, backend engineer, and research intern, well then the ATS is going to think you have no work experience as a software engineer, which I know sounds stupid, but that's just part of the system we're in. That's the game we have to play. And I've actually spoken to recruiters about this as well. Recruiters prefer if all of your titles are the same. Software engineer, software engineer, software engineer. Recruiters have told me that this is something that they prefer because it makes your work experience look more cohesive, more streamlined. Whereas something like this, where all the titles are different, it makes your experience seem all over the place, which I know is kind of stupid. Recruiters should know that being a full stack developer and being a backend engineer is the same thing. But for some reason, they prefer if all your titles are the same. And I mean, the data is here. This one, 5 interviews with all the titles the same. This resume is literally the same, except for the titles being different, yet it only got 2 interviews out of 100 applications. Fix the titles on your resume. I promise it will make a difference. All right, resume number 3. This one's actually the same as resume number 1. So all the titles are a software engineer. The only thing I did was I moved the education section to the bottom of the resume. This one only got 1 interview, which was absolutely insane, right? This one got 5 interviews out of 100 applications. This one, resume number 3, is exactly the same. Same bullet points, same titles. All the titles are good. Software engineer, same keyword section. But this one only got 1 interview out of 100 applications. And all I did was move the education section to the bottom. Now, let me explain why this is the case. I was only applying to those new grad early career software engineering roles using this resume. Now, if you have the education section at the bottom of your resume, a recruiter is going to think that you're a more senior, maybe a senior staff level engineer. They're going to think that you're way more advanced in your career. But if you're applying for new grad early career roles, then there's a complete mismatch, right? So the lesson is clear. If you're going for new grad early career roles, your education section should actually be at the top of your resume because you want recruiters to go easy on you. You don't want them to judge you as if you're some kind of senior or staff level engineer. Again, I know this sounds silly, but this one got 5 interviews, right? This resume over here, resume number 3 is almost the same, except the education section's at the bottom, and it only got 1 interview. That actually surprised me. If you're earlier in your career, fresh out of college, put that education section at the top. Otherwise, your education section should be at the bottom. All right, have you ever wondered whether or not keywords matter on your resume? That's what I tested with resume number 4. So this is the same as resume number 1, education section, the titles are all software engineer, everything else is the same, except I went ahead and removed like half the keywords. So you can see this one has, so many keywords to try and get past ATS and those automatic filters. This one I just took out like half the keywords. So this one just doesn't have as many. And just to make sure there was still enough space filled up on the resume, I went ahead and added like 1 project here. Again, because if we didn't have this here, this resume would look pretty empty, right? And I didn't want to really mess with the data by having 1 resume that was almost empty. So I just added this project in here. I don't think it's going to make a difference for the data. The main difference is that the technical skills section has way less keywords. And this one only got 2 interviews out of 100 applications. Again, resume number 1, 5 interviews with all these technical skills over here. This one only got 2 interviews out of 100 applications. And so my takeaway from that is that this is just part of the game we have to play when we're trying to get a software engineering job. I would say shamelessly just add as many keywords to your resume as possible. A lot of other, YouTubers are afraid to say this because it's kind of controversial, but I'm here to just give it to you straight and just give you the advice that's going to help you. Who cares if it's, controversial or not? Just get as many keywords on your resume as possible so that you can get past ATS. The one caveat is don't add stuff that you've never even heard of. Make sure you're at least vaguely familiar with a tool or a technology before you add it to your resume. But, if you know the basics, screw it, just slap it on there. This one literally got 5 interviews with this, dense ass keyword section over here. This one only got 2 and everything else was the same. All the bullet points were the same. All the titles were the same. The education section was at the top. The only difference was that I took out like half the keywords from the technical skills section. And this one only got 2 interviews, whereas this one got 5. All right, resume number 5, the absolute last one, now has to do with the actual bullet points on your resume, right? The actual meat of your resume. And so you can see that what I did here is I kept everything the same, but I took out all the percentages and metrics. So this one said serving 10 plus real-time predictions, improving search accuracy by 20%, improving system throughput by 30%, and the other bullet points as well. I just took all that out. So if you look here, it just says serving real-time predictions, improving search accuracy, improving system throughput, improved end-to-end response accuracy, right? But on this one, there was actually a percentage. It was by 30%. So on resume number 5, I said, let's just keep everything the same, but let's just scratch all the metrics, all the, quantitative impact that recruiters like to see on your resume. This one only got 1 interview, which is absolutely insane. Again, if you compare this resume, number 5, to resume number 1, it's exactly the same. Same dense ass keyword section, same, titles. We got those slick software engineering titles across the board. Education section was at the top, just like resume number 1. But resume number 5 only got 1 interview out of the 100 jobs that I applied to. The takeaway from that is that you need to have quantitative impact and metrics in every single bullet point on your resume. It actually does make a difference. 5 interviews out of 100, 1 interview out of 100. So again, make sure you have the keyword section and make sure you have as much quantitative impact on your resume as possible. Now, if you want one-on-one guidance with your resume, with getting referrals, with going through mock interviews, click that link below and see if you're a good fit for our mentorship program. You would work directly with me. I've gotten into Amazon and Google, and you would work with my entire team of FANG engineers. We've all gotten into companies like Meta, Netflix, Google, etc., and we know exactly how to get you a software engineering job at one of those companies. And if you don't get a big tech offer by the end of our mentorship program, we will give you a 100% refund. So we actually guarantee that you get a big tech offer by the end of our program. And if you don't, we will give you a 100% refund. That's our guarantee. Again, we'd work with you on your resume, mock interviews, cold emailing recruiters, even building a portfolio of projects. Really, we'll work with you step by step, hold your hand through this entire job application process. Click that link below, see if you're a good fit for this program. We'll have a quick chat and really see if you qualify for it. Again, click that link below, book a call with me, and I look forward to talking to you soon. If you're looking for a couple more YouTube videos to watch where I go over how to reach out to recruiters, how to optimize your resume, YouTube's gonna put some more videos over here, and I will talk to you soon.